The sector now has more mechanisms at its disposal to be more transparent about its activities.
So Siavosh, taking a look at the agricultural commodities across the board, how are the markets looking at present?
So we have been experiencing a bearish market for the past years, ending commodity supercycle that started in 2008. If we look at the commodities that across the grains and the oilseeds, we've put together this table showing you how world stocks have evolved over the past 5 years. And as you can see in wheat, corn, and soybeans, we have witnessed a stocks rebuilding phase, which have been driven by excellent supplies across all the main producing countries. As you can see, the stocks rebuilding has been stronger across wheat and corn than soybeans. So we're essentially in a fundamentally well-supplied markets, although there have been some concerns lately, particularly across soybeans.
And there's clearly a recurring theme here with wheat and corn prices, and soybean prices have actually risen in recent months. So can you talk us through the market movements there?
Yeah, so if we look at soybean prices, we have put together this chart which shows the price of soybeans in the past 4 or 5 years, and pointing out what the key market factors which have impacted prices have been throughout this period of time. What is interesting is that the June-July period has been critical throughout the past years. The market has tended to move quite significantly in that period of time, and then end up actually trading in a narrow range for the rest of the campaign. As you can see, historically speaking, we reached a bottom recently around the end of last year. And since then, the market has tended to buy into weather-concerned stories, which have been very much the theme throughout the past weeks. Now, the market is now moving up to levels that had not been seen for 2 years. Funds, which were nearly short everything, have been long beans for some time now. So the key question at this point is whether this bullish market will be sustained. And for that, we're going to have to see weather concerns confirmed in the next weeks.
And now, as we are here in Geneva in Switzerland, a recent initiative in Switzerland on banning food speculation prices was actually rejected. Yeah. So was this surprising to you?
Well, I think it was I would say it was a surprise in that it's a theme that people, Swiss voters may feel strongly about. Speculating in food, it doesn't really sound good in the first place. But I think the Swiss should be commended for the actual wisdom that they showed in terms of understanding exactly how this initiative, if accepted, would have impacted the general situation in the country. I think the initiative process brought a number of positive developments, notably the fact that the sector now has been obliged to take the communication of its activities more seriously. So the Swiss Trading and Shipping Association put a lot of work before the initiative in terms of assembling the views of the sector, explaining to the public what the role of a merchant in commodity market is, who are the different actors that are trading futures, and for what reason they do so. And I think these efforts will continue, and it's a very good opportunity because the sector now has more mechanisms at its disposal to be more transparent about its activities, and at a broader level for actually market information across the agricultural commodities to be more readily available to the public.
So Siavosh, in the theme of transparency, what does AgFlow do to help?
We enhance the data capabilities, the data access of companies that are buying and selling products like grains, oilseeds, and edible oils, and trading those globally. So we as a company work in partnership with the sector all over the world to secure hard-to-find data on prices, freights, costs, vessel lineups, and we put all this together in a platform. It's very intuitive, easy to use, and that helps traders track the key data points on a day-to-day basis, which can then inform them on their decisions to buy and sell the markets. Obviously, time is limited, but I do want to just give you a glimpse. There's three things AgFlow today does well: helping traders track price differentials. So here's an example of a table structure that we've designed to help people understand how German wheat, at what level it's quoted today. And clients can very easily track prices and compare across different ports, across different countries, across different qualities, and access historical context to the prices as well. The second aspect of this is the international transportation. We're obviously focused on trade, so that's a crucial dimension. So knowing exactly how much it costs to move a cargo of corn from Argentina to one of the destinations. And finally, one of the most recent developments is to focus on the actual movements of commodities from the origins to the destinations. And we work here with different port agents in the key locations to be able to give an account of how much cargo is moving and being loaded on a week-on-week basis. So all in all, it's really data that can power decisions.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming today and sharing your insights.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's all from myself and Siavosh, but if you did like this interview, do like and comment on dukascopy.tv.